Abu Sulayman Khalid ibn al-Walid ibn al-Mughira al-Makhzumi, also known as Sayf Allah al-Maslul, was a companion of the Prophet Muhammad. He is noted for his military tactics and prowess, commanding the forces of Medina under Muhammad and the forces of his immediate successors of the Rashidun Caliphate, Abu Bakr and Umar ibn Khattab. It was under his military leadership that Arabia, for the first time in history, was united under a single political entity, the Caliphate. Commanding the forces of the nascent Islamic State, Khalid was victorious in over 100 battles against the forces of the Byzantine Roman Empire, Sassanid Persian Empire, and their allies, in addition to other Arab tribes. His strategic achievements include the conquest of Arabia during the Ridda Wars, Persian Mesopotamia and Roman Syria within several years from 632 to 636. He is also remembered for his decisive victories at Yamamah, Ules, and Firaz, and his tactical successes at Walajar and Yarmouk. Khalid ibn al-Walid was from the Meccan tribe of Quraysh, from a clan that initially opposed Muhammad. He played a vital role in the Meccan victory at the Battle of Uhud against the Muslims. He converted to Islam, and joined Muhammad after the Treaty of Hudaybiyah and participated in various expeditions for him, such as the Battle of Mu'tah. It was the first battle between the Romans and the Muslims. Khalid ibn al-Walid reported that the fighting was so intense that he used 9 swords, which broke in the battle. Khalid took over after Zayd ibn Haritha, then Jafar ibn Abi Talib, then Abdullah ibn Rawaha were killed. After Muhammad's death, he played a key role in commanding Medinam forces for Abu Bakr in the Ridda Wars, conquering Central Arabia and subduing Arab tribes. He captured the Sassanid Arab client kingdom of Al-Hira, and defeated the Sassanid Persian forces during his conquest of Iraq. He was later transferred to the Western Front to capture Roman Syria and the Byzantine Arab client state of the Ghassanids. Although Umar later relieved him of high command, he nevertheless remained the effective leader of the forces arrayed against the Byzantines during the early stages of the Byzantine Arab Wars. Under his command, Damascus was captured in 634 and the key Arab victory against the Byzantine forces was achieved at the Battle of Yarmouk, which led to the conquest of the Bilad al-Sham. In 638, at the zenith of his career, he was dismissed from military services. Khalid is said to have fought around 100 battles, both major battles and minor skirmishes as well as single duels, during his military career. Having remained undefeated, he is claimed by some to be one of the finest military generals in history. Early life. Khalid was born c. 592 in Mecca. His father was Walid ibn al-Mughira, the chief of the Banu Makhzum, a clan of the Arab tribe of Quraysh. Walid was known in Mecca by the title of al-Wahid, the One. Khalid's mother was Lubaba al-Sufra bint al-Harith, a paternal sister of Maymunah bint al-Harith. Soon after his birth, in accordance with the traditions of the Quraysh, Khalid was sent to a Bedouin tribe in the desert, where a foster mother nursed him and brought him up in the clear, dry and unpolluted air of the desert. At the age of 5 or 6, he returned to his parents in Mecca. During his childhood, Khalid suffered a mild attack of smallpox, which he survived, but it left some pockmarks on his left cheek. The 3 leading clans of Quraysh at that time were Banu Hashim, Banu Abd-ad-Dar and Banu Makhzum, the latter clan being responsible for the matters of warfare. As a member of the Makhzum clan, who were amongst the best horsemen in Arabia, Khalid learned to ride and use such weapons as the spear, the lance, the bow and the sword. The lance was said to be his favorite among the weapons. In youth he was admired as a renowned warrior and wrestler among the Quraysh. Khalid was a cousin of Umar, the future second caliph, and they looked very similar. Muhammad's era. Not much is known about Khalid during the early days of the preaching of Muhammad. His father was known for his hostility against Muhammad. Following the migration of Muhammad from Mecca to Medina, many battles were fought between the new Muslim community at Medina and the Confederacy of the Quraysh. Khalid did not participate in the Battle of Badr, the first battle fought between Muslims and Qurayshites, but his brother Walid ibn Walid was caught and made a prisoner. Khalid and his elder brother Hasham ibn Walid went to Medina to ransom Walid, but soon after he was ransomed, Walid, amidst the journey back to Mecca, escaped and went back to Muhammad and converted to Islam. Khalid's leadership was instrumental in turning the tables and ensuring a Meccan victory during the Battle of Uhud. In 627 AD he was a part of Quraysh's campaign against the Muslims, resulting in the Battle of the Trench, Khalid's last battle against Muslims. Conversion to Islam. A peace agreement of 10 years was concluded between the Muslims and Quraysh of Mecca at the Treaty of Hudaybiyah in 628. It has been recorded that Muhammad told Khalid's brother, Walid bin Walid, that a man like Khalid can't keep himself away from Islam for long. Walid wrote letters to Khalid persuading him to convert. Khalid, who was not unduly drawn towards the idols of the Kaaba, decided to convert to Islam and is said to have shared this matter with his childhood friend Ikrimah ibn Abi Jahl, who opposed him. Khalid was threatened by Abu Sufyan ibn Harb with dire consequences, but was restrained by Ikrimah, who is reported to have said, "Steady, O Abu Sufyan, your anger may well lead me also to join Muhammad. Khalid is free to follow whatever religion he chooses." In May 629, Khalid set out for Medina. On the way he met Amr ibn al-As and Uthman ibn Talha, who were also going to Medina to convert to Islam. They arrived at Medina on the 31st of May 629 and went to the house of Muhammad. Khalid was received by his elder brother Walid bin al-Walid and was first among the 3 men to enter Islam. Military campaigns. During Muhammad's era, an expedition was immediately prepared to take punitive action against the Ghassanids. Muhammad appointed Zayd ibn Haritha as the commander of the force. In the event of Zayd's death, the command was to be taken over by Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, and if Ja'far were to be killed, the command would be in the hands of Abdallah ibn Rawaha. In the event that all 3 were killed, the men of the expedition were to select a commander from amongst themselves. All 3 named commanders were slain during the battle, and Khalid was selected as the commander. He was able to maintain his heavily outnumbered army of 3,000 men against an army of 10,000 of the Byzantine Empire and Ghassanid Arabs in what would be known as the Battle of Mu'tah. Khalid assumed command of the Muslim army at the crucial moment, and turned what would have been a bloody slaughter into a strategic retreat and saved the Muslim army from total annihilation. During nightfall, Khalid sent some columns behind the main army, and the next morning prior to the battle they were instructed to join the Muslim army in small bands, one after the other, giving an impression of a fresh reinforcement, thus lowering the opponent's morale. Khalid somehow stabilized the battle lines for that day, and during the night his men retreated back to Arabia, believing a trap was waiting for them. The Byzantine troops did not pursue. Khalid is said to have fought valiantly at the Battle of Mu'tah and to have broken 9 swords during the battle. After the Battle of Mu'tah, Khalid was given the title Sword of God for bringing back his army to fight another day. Later military campaigns. A year later, in 630, the Muslims advanced from Medina to conquer Mecca. In the conquest of Mecca, Khalid commanded one of the 4 Muslims' armies that entered Mecca from 4 different routes, and routed the Qurayshi cavalry. Later that year, he participated in the Battle of Hunain and the Siege of Taif. He was part of the Tabuk campaign under the command of Muhammad, and from there he was sent to Dawmat el-Jandal, where he fought and captured the Arab prince of Dawmat el-Jandal, forcing Dawmat el-Jandal to submit. In 631 he participated in the farewell Hajj of Muhammad. during which he is said to have collected a few hairs of Muhammad as a holy relic, believing that they would help him win his battles. Military campaigns. As commander on January 630 AD, 8 ninth month, of the Islamic calendar, Khalid ibn al-Walid was sent to destroy the idol goddess Al-Uzza, worshipped by polytheists. He did this, killing one Ethiopian woman. Khalid ibn al-Walid was also sent to invite the Bani Jadima tribe to Islam. They started saying, "Sabana, Sabana," so Khalid took them prisoners and started executing some of them, due to past enmity, before being stopped by Abdurrahman bin Awf. Some men from Bani Jadima had previously killed al-Fakir ibn al-Mughira al-Makhzumi, the uncle of Khalid, and Awf ibn Abd Awf, father of Abdurrahman bin Awf. Muhammad got very angry when he heard of Khalid's behavior, then paid money to the relatives of the dead and compensated for the property destroyed, and he kept repeating aloud, "O God, I am innocent of what Khalid ibn al-Walid has done." Muhammad also sent Khalid on an expedition to Dumach al-Jandal, to attack the Christian prince Uqaydir who lived in a castle there. This took place in March 631 AD, 9 11th month of the Islamic calendar. In this campaign, Khalid took the prince hostage and threatened to kill him until the door of the castle was opened. Muhammad then later ransomed him in exchange for 2,000 camels, 800 sheep, 400 armors and 400 lances, as well as a requirement to pay jizya. In April 631 AD, Muhammad again sent Khalid on a second expedition to Dumach al-Jandal to destroy the pagan idol, Wad. Khalid destroyed the statue as well as the shrine and killed those who resisted.